All 5 hosts together in one place here on New Year's Eve, a night of new beginnings. Great to see all of you. Good to see you all dressed so well.
Yeah.
We don't actually get a lot of chances to be together. The festival, we're actually super busy. The cruise, a little bit more, although we're busy on the cruise too, but we all live in different places. For a while, 3 of us lived in Los Angeles. Were you there at the same time that the 3 of us were there? No.
Not when
No.
Alicia
No.
was
No,
there.
you guys
No.
passed.
Alicia
Yeah.
quit on LA first, then Dave quit, and you came, and you quit. You're all a bunch of quitters. So we just had Bridget Jones's Diary, which we all kind of adored. Next up, a film from Norman Jewison, really one of my favorite filmmakers. And this is his 1994 romantic comedy, Only You, a movie I had never seen.
Likewise.
Or maybe
Me
heard
either.
of.
None of us had seen it.
None of us
Yeah.
had seen this movie.
Yeah, so this is Marissa Tomei and Robert Downey Jr., much of it shot in picturesque Italy. Some of it shot in less picturesque Pittsburgh, although I love Pittsburgh. Why is it that we hadn't all seen it? What do you think that is, Dave?
For me, it came out when I was in college. It just wasn't on my radar. I don't think I even knew it existed, this film, until we were asked to watch it for tonight, I'll be honest. I thought it was charming, and I really appreciated all of the ways in which it felt like a classic movie, even though it's from 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Is it perfect? No. But I found myself surprised by every single twist and turn. I never see a twist coming in a movie, ever. I take everything at face value every time I see a movie, and I wait, oh no, is that gonna happen? I had no idea anything
Dave, you're
was
so
gonna happen.
ingenuous. That's what we love about you. I did not see that coming.
Nothing.
It's like, seriously,
As people will
you did
see,
not
maybe.
see that.
Well, as I said, I didn't see the end of Bridget Jones's Diary coming, and I'd seen Bridget Jones's Diary twice.
Well,
So that also happens to me. But I think I saw all the twists.
You did?
But anyway, but that said, I would still be
wait,
engaging people
I
together.
want to pick up on a comment
Yeah.
that Dave made, which is because a lot of people, a lot of TCM fans are going to look at this evening and say, why aren't they showing the classics? And it's like, we sort of are, because all of these movies could have been made in the 1930s.
Especially this one.
Especially this one.
That's right.
But they're just updated, and it's so interesting to see how they alter the original stories for what was then a contemporary audience.
Yeah, and then Sleepless in Seattle, which is the movie that we'll have just after New Year's on Easter time, obviously is a salute to an affair to remember.
Yeah,
but yes,
and this one very much a salute to Roman Holiday.
Yeah, to Roman Holiday.
And whether Marissa Tomei's haircut in this movie is direct reference on Audrey
Yes.
Hepburn's
Of course it is.
haircut,
Yeah.
but it's definitely fits with that. Plus some of her outfits. Look out for the one where she's wearing the little silk tie. That's very much a nod to one of Audrey Hepburn's outfits in that film. I mean, I thought Italy looked beautiful. This film has had kind of a resurgence in the last couple of years, so it went under the radar when it was released, but now it's popping up a lot as inspiration for people who are getting into younger generation, who are getting into 90s movies, and in particular Marissa Tomei's style in this film, which is great. Her and Robert Downey Jr., I mean, I think they were maybe dating at the time. They had been in Chaplin together. And I do like their pairing because I think Robert Downey Jr. is such an unexpected actor. You never know how he's going to read a line. And same with Marissa Tomei. And so they both have this very intense energy about them that I think are a match on screen.
I think he is truly a movie star. He would have been great in any era. It's so easy to see him making screwball comedies in the 1930s. Even doing film noir in the 1940s, I could see him doing. I mean, I find the guy extremely appealing on camera. A little smarmy at times, but that's part of the character he's playing, He really made this movie enjoyable for me. The movie has some issues.
Right, it does.
The movie has a few issues that I really want to talk to you guys about, but I want to talk to you after they see the movie.
Are you a Robert Downey Jr. fan?
I think he's great. Yeah, it was really fantastic to see the resurgence of his career. I mean, he really hit some low points. This is like a period that I wasn't really following him that much. So this helped me to kind of see what you're talking about, Eddie. He also speaks Italian quite beautifully.
Yeah, but my favorite part of the movie has not yet been mentioned, who I also adore, is Bonnie Hunt.
Yeah.
Bonnie
she's
Hunt,
fantastic.
no movie that Bonnie Hunt doesn't make better. And she plays Marissa Tomei's sister-in-law.
She's the Eve Arden in this movie.
She is the Eve Arden in
really
this,
is.
right.
Yeah, I also love Billy Zane. And Sven Nykvist was the cinematographer.
Was the cinematographer,
who
right.
worked with Bergman a lot, who also did the cinematography for Sleepless in Seattle.
Oh.
Sven Nykvist tribute tonight.
Yeah,
on
evening
New Year's
tribute,
Eve. That
right,
was the
yeah.
way
That's
it
what
was
ties
all
it
planned.
together.
Yeah, and I think he saw Bridget Jones's Diary. So
Yeah.
all right, we'll watch the movie, and then we'll get into it. We'll dig deep afterwards. Here it is, directed by our old pal Norman Jewison in 1994, Marissa Tomei, Robert Downey Jr., Bonnie Hunt, Only You. Back with my fellow co-host and friends, Dave, Alicia, Eddie, Jacqueline, Only You. All of us seeing it for the first time, which is that's hard to find.
And all I could think about was if they only had Instagram,
Oh, right, sure.
this movie wouldn't happen because she could easily find out who
That's
Damon Bradley
And
was.
you.
Oh, she
Yes.
did.
Bradley was,
Could've
yeah.
seen
Right.
him.
Although I will say the Damon Bradley resolution was actually kind of inspired, that she needed to meet Damon Bradley to find out who her true love was.
And did you notice his character was Peter Wright, Mr. Wright?
Mr. Right.
Oh,
yeah.
there we go.
Yeah,
That was my rating
By the
anyway.
way, this movie annoyed me. It annoyed me in part
Well-
because Marissa Tomei flat out one of my favorite actresses, and Robert Downey Jr. is as good an actor as they come, and I love Norman Jewison. But I just thought this was little more than formulaic as a romantic comedy. Am I wrong, Eddie? That was
No,
Yeah.
you're not wrong.
All right.
And you know, my issue with this movie is simply I love Marissa Tomei like you, but man, did she annoy me in this movie.
Yeah.
And I wonder how many people like checked out at the point where they're like, it's him already. It's him. I watched this with Kathleen and she was like, oh my God. You know, when Downey gets down on his knee and I'm Damon Bradley, and she's like, oh my God, this if only. And this is a woman watching this movie with her husband, and she's literally swooning over this guy. And it's like, get over your petty obsession with the joke that your brother
Yeah.
played on you as a child.
I was okay with it. I thought the setup at the beginning made me invested in her finding the real guy.
But she wouldn't believe that. She's a grown-up, and she's a smart grown-up.
Yeah, but
Like,
she's
so-
romantic.
But romantic, she would be like, Damon Bradley brought me to Italy, and I met this great guy. We don't need her to realize that an hour and 37 minutes into it. She could have realized it at minute 2.
Maybe
And
she'd
then I
never
got it. It
be
would have been...
happy if she never knew
She
and
always
she
would have
didn't get
thought,
a
what if?
resolution
But that's
about
This
it.
is why-
preposterous.
Yeah.
It's a Ouija board.
Well,
Yeah.
she's a very frustrating
Yeah,
character, but the
I
thing
brought
that
this up to hear their opinions about this, not yours.
she is a frustrating character, particularly when she's dragging her poor friend, who's played by the wonderful Bonnie Hunt, all around Italy for this romantic notion that she has. But I think it speaks to this idea, which we will go into more when we talk about Sleepless in Seattle, which is the idea of love that we've been sold
Yes.
in movies like Roman Holiday. South Pacific also features in this film.
Yes.
We've been sold this idea of the one, and it's fed to us, particularly women, from a very early age. So you have this sense that you have to find the one, and your life is not complete without the one.
Yeah.
So I did like at the end that there wasn't a Damon Bradley. There was no one. The right guy was the wrong guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it was a Ouija board. Okay, right.
But that's
yeah,
something
you're
I
right. Yeah.
appreciated too, and we'll talk about this again with Sleepless in Seattle, is that fantasy you're talking about. But also, yes, it's silly, but it's also about questioning the path we're already on. Like these women have somebody who, they could marry. They've got the bird in the hand. They've got the thing that every woman ostensibly wants. And yet this fantasy stuff gets them to really look at, do I want this? Is this really the right kind of like, what is marriage? What does it mean to be committing to somebody for the rest of your
yeah,
life?
Bonnie's character as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that subplot.
But that felt like two human beings.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
I
that-
also love the way Fisher Stevens says Italy.
Italy.
Oh,
Italy.
You know,
yeah,
like
yeah.
Italy.
What's
My
she do?
wife's
What's
in
my wife
Italy.
doing in Italy?
Why is she
yeah.
in Italy?
Yeah.
Also
Why is
would
it-
love to acknowledge the actor who plays the
Mm.
podiatrist fiance, who's actually a dear friend of mine,
Is
John
that
Benjamin
right?
Hickey,
Uh-huh.
and a major classic film and
Oh, really?
TCM aficionado. So he is now a classic himself because one
Yeah.
of his movies has now played on TCM. Thankless part, though, it's the Bill Pullman part, if
Yeah.
you
Oh,
will.
totally,
Right.
100%.
But he does
I
a good
wrote
job.
in my notes, no girl ever picks the podiatrist. It is the perfect
one.
job for the guy you don't marry. Right?
Well, speaking of feet, if I ever get on an airplane and there's a guy with
Yeah.
red socks and has his feet up on the
Oh,
seat in
yeah.
front of him, I know that
right.
is
You're gonna
the
make out
man
with him.
for
Right.
me.
That's right. Yeah. You were gonna make out with him in front of everybody else.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's right. I also love the way that the Italian flight attendants were very happy to let her on the plane because of love.
Totally.
Yes.
The Americans were like,
that-
no,
that-
she's crazy.
that
But the
felt-
Italians were like, it's for amore. Come
she
on
didn't even buy a
in.
ticket.
I'm willing to give this movie a bit of a pass because in the Roger Ebert review, he called it, even then, an endangered species in today's Hollywood. And it's true. It was an endangered species then, and even more so now. So I choose to look past the imperfections and focus on the charms.
Me too.
And for me, all the surprises. 'Cause they
I
was
was
really
surprised too,
surprising.
Dave.
I
was
choose to
surprised.
look past the imperfections and focus on the charms. Jesus, Dave.
But the Billy Zane character was very inspired.
That was funny. He
it was-
makes fun of himself a lot. I
Yes.
like that.
Molto coincidente.
That's it for Only You. And we are getting close to midnight.
We're
Yes, we are.
creeping into a new beginning.
2026.
Creeping into a new beginning. And we will continue with our night of new beginnings. And we will welcome in the new year with one of the great romantic comedies of its time. Nora Ephron's Sleepless in Seattle with Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan is next on TCM.
Next on TCM, Sleepless in Seattle, then Diner, and later Metropolitan. Society is high on TCM tonight.